Alright, so you finally got a Grasp of Malok to drop, along with probably around 1,000 Omnigal Bonds. What role are you looking for in your Grasp of Malok? There are a lot of perks that you can potentially roll, so let's go ahead and break them down. In the very first slot, I'm talking about sights here, you can roll as many as 5 different red dot sights. Yes, there are 2 other columns of sights, but trust me, you're going to want one of the red dot sights. The 5 sights are Red Dot OES, Red Dot ORS, Red Dot OAS, Red Dot ORS1, and Red Dot ORES. The sights you're looking for are Red Dot OAS, Red Dot ORES, and potentially Red Dot ORS1. So pick your favorite, but know that Red Dot OAS has the highest stability boost for your gun. And stability is key for the Grasp of Malok. And honestly, if you get the other perks rolled correctly, any of the first scopes are probably fine. Your first main perk is going to be one of these 11 perks. Partial Refund, Eye of the Storm, Life Support, Danger Close, Surrounded, Exhumed, Missing Round, Rangefinder, Headseeker, Counterbalance, and Outlaw. Out of these, there are maybe 5 good perks. You're not really ever going to use Partial Refund, Eye of the Storm, Danger Close, Surrounded, Exhumed, or Secret Round, not to any success anyway. So once we take those out, we're left with Outlaw, Counterbalance, Headseeker, Rangefinder, and Life Support. Life Support is kind of a niche perk, so if you don't like it, I totally understand. Honestly, it's tier 2. The other 4 perks are all tier 1. Because of the small magazine size, Outlaw is an amazing perk for getting back in there. Rangefinder is good because the Grasp of Malok has not the greatest range ever. Headseeker is good for closing the gap between your potential kill time and your realistic kill time. And Counterbalance pairs well with certain middle tree perks, although it's unnecessary if you're using braced frame or hand-laid stock. In the middle column, the top perk is going to be either Perfect Balance, Lightweight, Hand-Loaded, Fitted Stock, and Speed Reload. And honestly, out of all 5 of those, Perfect Balance is the only one worth using. That said, in the second row, we have Braced Frame, Hand-Laid Stock, Reinforced Barrel, Feather Mag, Casket Mag, Injection Mold, Small Bore, Oiled Frame, and Skip Rounds. Remember, we're trying to increase the range and stability, but mostly we're trying to increase the stability because we want these guns to have as tight a grouping as possible. The best possible roll here is Braced Frame. Braced Frame increases your stability to nearly max and reduces the magazine size down to about 27. That's down from 33. It gives you 9 bursts, which is plenty. You're going to be killing in 3 to 4 bursts on average. So, Braced Frame is fine. Hand-laid stock is your second choice here. It does reduce the range, which is unfortunate, but if it's paired with something like Rangefinder, you're fine. And finally there's Small Bore, which is okay, but it doesn't give you a tight enough grouping to account for that horizontal recoil, so it's best to pair Small Bore with Counterbalance, if you can. Any of these 4 perks, that's Small Bore, Hand-laid stock, Braced Frame, and Perfect Balance, with Braced Frame being the best one, is going to be fine for this gun. But Braced Frame is really the one you're looking for. Finally, the last perk on this gun can be either Guerrilla Fighter, Third Eye, Spray and Play, Last Resort, Army of One, Glass Half Full, Grenadier, and Feeding Frenzy. Glass Half Full might seem pretty good at first, but Glass Half Full only increases each bullet by 1 point of damage, and makes almost 0 impact on your overall time to kill, so go ahead and forget about using Glass Half Full. Last Resort is pretty niche, so unless you're playing a lot of trials, you're not really going to see Last Resort in play. And then Guerrilla Fighter is almost completely worthless. Which leaves us with Third Eye, Spray and Play, Army of One, Grenadier, and Feeding Frenzy. If you're the type of person who uses a lot of grenades, you might be able to justify Grenadier or Army of One, but these are really tier 2 perks with Feeding Frenzy, Spray and Play, and Third Eye being what you want. I'm partial to Third Eye myself. My ideal Grasp of Malok roll is Red Dot OAS, either Headseeker or Rangefinder, Braced Frame, and Third Eye. That's the one I keep looking for, but everyone plays differently, so you might have your own god roll. To give you an idea of the difference between braced frame and counterbalance, here's a side-by-side of me and the Cosmodrome firing my counterbalance Grasp of Malok and my braced frame Grasp of Malok. You can see that in the braced frame Grasp of Malok, the grouping is a little bit tighter, while the vertical recoil on my counterbalance roll is pretty bad. This limits your effective range in Crucible since you can't get a tight enough grouping. Pairing counterbalance with Smallbore mitigates this problem and gives you a little bit more range, but I don't see how you can justify using it over braced frame. Of course, all of these rolls are random, but seeing as it only takes you a minute to kill Omnigul and claim a new Grasp of Malok, you kind of got your pick of the litter here. If you're not sure about it, go ahead and level it, play with it, see how you like it. Honestly, I love this gun, and after the nerf to Doctrine, Arminius D, and Shadowstealer's Claw, I think it's going to be what I use in Crucible from this point on. Happy farming, Guardians, and I'll see you next time.